How's it going, guys? So I had an interesting idea for a video. So this is what we're going to be doing here. I'm going to be taking a look at the top 10 most viewed WWE YouTube videos. So WWE has a YouTube channel. I think we all know this. I think we've all visited that YouTube page and watched some of their videos. They've got 71.3 million subscribers, a pretty sizable amount. There's definitely more subscribers than watch the show, and I guess this is kind of more understandable. It's one thing to watch a small 5-minute video, or watch a match on there, than watch a 3-hour show or a 2-hour show, or, watch any parts of those shows. You can control what you want to watch. Some of these videos are classic moments. Some of them are garbage, but let's take a look, because I was very curious. So what I did is I sat down, I watched all 10 of the videos that I'm going to be looking at. We're going to be doing the top 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from number 10 and I'm going to work my way back. So you'll see them up on the screen anyway, because I just got to have that visual effect. But, for the sake of it being a top 10, we will do it within that style. So, guys, without any further ado, I'm going to bring up the screen here, and here we go. So, at number 10, we've got Superstars Scared Senseless WWE Top 10. 114 million views. So, what do we have here? What do they show? Well, you can kind of see here that we've got, from the thumbnail, Boogeyman, which this was actually quite a funny moment. There's 2 Boogeyman segments here. There's a segment with Teddy Long being kidnapped by the Undertaker in the limo. There's Jake Roberts and Savage, when they unleash the snake when they're opening the gift. So there's a lot of classic moments in there. They always got to throw something in that's more modern. Like Seth Rollins and Kane dragging him underneath the ring, things that are just like so tiresome. But you can kind of see why they may have it on there, because they have to promote some of their newer stuff. When you look at some of the other things that are on here, and we'll look at them later on just to see like what's not in the top 10, I think you'll be quite interested. Because this is like a top 10. I guess a lot of people watched it on Halloween. I believe that's when it was released. So there's not really a lot to say about this one. It's not a particularly great video is what I'm saying. So it's nothing really to go out of your way to go back and see. At number 9, we have arrests are made during the chaotic aftermath of the WWE Triple Threat match. Hell in a Cell 2011. And they couldn't fit it into the title because they definitely maxed out the character limit on here. Like, these titles, some of the titles that they do on their YouTube videos are so fucking long, it's ridiculous. And what they really wanted to put was WWE Championship Triple Threat match. So, this was actually a pretty decent Hell in a Cell match. I gotta say, I think I've expressed this in the past, but I actually did like a lot of what 2011 had to offer. I did like The Miz. I did like the R-Truth angles. They had some good stuff going on here. Basically, what happens is this is sort of like an exclusive. It was after Hell in a Cell went off the air. At the end of the match, we see that Del Rio pins Punk. CM Punk in the ring. He had locked Cena out of the Hell in a Cell. Cena can't get in. So as they're lifting the cage, Miz and Truth rush in. They beat up on Cena. They leave him laying, and they had the cage lowered back down. They don't know who lowered the cage back down. And everyone from the locker room basically empties out. They're desperately trying to get into the ring. They want to get past the cage. They're shaking it, which sort of kind of looks a little bit goofy, but then some of them, like Sheamus, then get the idea to start, pushing the cell, and it's like, I don't think that would really even work until somebody from in the back comes with the bow cutters and they break the lock and they manage to get in. And then after this, Triple H has to steal the spotlight. He's the COO at the time. He starts beating up on Miz and R-Truth. And, they put them in handcuffs. They walk them out. I felt like Triple H really wanted to steal the spotlight. Like he's the authority figure, but he still has to beat people up. This is okay. This got 116 million views, which is like just really surprising to me because, I mean, it's a decent way to end the show. It wasn't miraculous or amazing or anything. So, like, this is one where I have to say it's a little bit odd. Like, I could kind of see the top 10 list. People are kind of curious. They probably thought that some Ministry of Darkness was probably going to be on there. So, but number 9 is a little bit, like, okay, it was decent, for the time, but nothing too extravagant. At number 8, we have Rey Mysterio versus the Great Khali. SmackDown, May 12th, 2006, 119 million views. And this is only a 3-minute video, so you could definitely see, like, these are some short videos here. So you could kind of see why people clicked on them. They're kind of like a quick hit. You could get in, get out really quickly, and not really feel like you've wasted a lot of time. Rey versus the Great Khali. This is a spectacle match, so you can kind of see why people would want to click on this if they haven't seen it before, if newer fans haven't seen it, because you've got a massive 7-foot, 4-inch mammoth of a man versus 5'6" Rey Mysterio. He's outweighed by like 300 pounds. This guy towers over him by 1.5 feet. I mean, it's crazy. It's insane by more than 1.5 feet. It's almost like 2 feet taller. So, of course, this is a crazy thing to see. Even if you're just like a really casual, not even a wrestling fan, just happen to be cruising YouTube and you see this vid, and they picked a really good little snapshot to put there in the thumbnail. I mean, look how Rey is looking up at this guy. This isn't even like Shawn Michaels versus Diesel. Like, this is a pretty big comparison. So you could kind of see why people might be curious. Like, well, what is this little guy doing? Find this huge, massive guy. Well, the video is only 3.5 minutes. I might as well peruse the video and see what's going on. And I really like the spot where he hits the springboard missile drop kick into Khali's chest, and he doesn't even flinch. It's a pretty fun little match to watch, and like I said, it's not really a lot of time being wasted. The only thing is, at this time, Rey Mysterio was the World Heavyweight Champion. You got JBL doing some funny commentary work. I like the way how he's like, "Where's your machismo, Rey? Where's this was something he was doing at the time, saying that he would said this about Eddie Guerrero too, about the machismo that they would have, and it's funny. So they packed a lot into 3 minutes. It's a fun little video to watch. 119 million views. I can kind of see why they could get that from a spectacle perspective. That's kind of hard to say, a spectacle perspective. Anyway, we'll move on to number 7. Stephanie McMahon is furious with Roman Reigns. This is the December 14th, 2015 edition of Raw. 127 million views. So we're actually jumping up quite a bit. 127 million views. That is kind of impressive for something that really isn't that good. You've got Roman saying to Stephanie that she's a disgrace because Stephanie called him a disgrace first. That's very original. He says your whole family is a disgrace. Then Stephanie slaps him in the face like 10 times and says that Vince McMahon's going to be there later tonight. Roman doesn't do anything. It would have been so much better. If he speared Stephanie, I would say that this was worth 127 million views. But nothing happens in this video. I don't know why people clicked on it. They see the thumbnail. They see Stephanie slapping Roman. I got to tell you something. In retrospect, looking at this, I remember this type of stuff. You know, this was back when Stephanie was on a huge, massive tirade of slapping and degrading wrestlers on TV. And it only got worse as she was like the commissioner. Remember when she was the commissioner of Raw? Like, just all those times that she berated Kurt Angle. I mean, man, I got to tell you something. As bad as the wrestling is today, I think, I don't know, that might have actually been worse. I think it was worse. Not having Stephanie on TV goes a long way. So I was kind of actually happy I watched this, because I was like, you know what? When I review the shows for you guys, maybe it's not so bad, because at least I don't have to hear or see Stephanie anymore. I don't know why people watch this. I would love to know, like, what the click-through rate is. Like, did people manage to get through 30 seconds of Stephanie, even in a 3-minute video? Let's move on here. We've got number 6, which is the 20-man battle royal for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. This is SmackDown, July 20th, 2007. 133 million views. Very impressive. This was the video that actually was their most popular video, I think, for a very long time. I think that it was, at least. It used to really come up in my recommended. I always used to look like saying, like, wow, this video has so many millions of views. And this is the battle royal that was put together by Teddy Long, because Edge had to drop the championship. I think it was due to a shoulder injury or something like that. The World Heavyweight title was like kind of like a mess at the time. They kind of did what they did with Otis and The Miz. They had Kennedy, Mr. Kennedy, dropping the Money in the Bank briefcase to Edge. He cashed it in, then he had to give up the belt right away. I believe that's the correct timeline. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But Khali ends up winning this. It comes down to Batista and Kane. I actually had to go back and check that out. There was a spot where Finlay like slides under the ring. Like, these guys are sitting ringside, Michael Cole and JBL, and they don't know what happened with Finlay. They got distracted. They didn't realize that he went underneath the ring, and they do a trick with the camera angle where they're like, oh, he just popped out of nowhere. No, it was a good match. This was a pretty good battle royal. You know, they had, who was in there? You had Chris Masters, Jamie Noble, Matt Hardy. And I kind of noticed in the commentary, like, they were kind of throwing it out there, like, who are some possibilities that could be like the sleeper hit of the match, like who could come out of nowhere and win this. And I noticed like they were steering clear of saying Matt Hardy. MVP was in there. You know, you'll get a lot of nostalgia here. There's a lot of Ruthless Aggression stars in this match. So yeah, Khali ends up coming out on top. This is something that a lot of people didn't like. I personally didn't have a problem with Khali. You know, they booked this guy strong, so he was believable as a world heavyweight champion. You know, I don't know, like, how many people really liked it. I mean, the people who didn't like it is like the people on the internet. So does that really even count? This was a lot, you know, I guess because the fact that there's 20 men in here, people see it's from 2007. Even though the ratings were really starting to decline at this time, they still were able to keep like a good like 3 million. So I guess people are like, oh yeah, well, I'll see some Ruthless Aggression stars in there. And so that's probably why people click on it. Up next at number 5, we've got John Cena, Batista, and Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton and Jericho at Tribute to the Troops, December 20th, 2008. 143 million views. So there's there's even quite a bit more views than the number 6 spot, the Battle Royal. And this I could definitely see. We've got a great setting here, the Tribute to the Troop show. We've got basically sort of a Ruthless Aggression All-Stars going on here. We've got Cena, Batista, and Rey Mysterio, which those three guys kind of define the Ruthless Aggression era. You know, you've got 3 world champions there, 3, big merchandise sellers. Batista's merchandise sold, but I guess, not as much as Cena and Rey's, but they're all draws. And then you look at the heel team. You've got Orton, Jericho, and Big Show. All big stars there. Everyone in here, all 6 of them are legends. So that's why people clicked on this. To tell you the truth, though, you see that this match is at 11 minutes and 54 seconds. Even though the match itself is only like 4 minutes really in total. Batista and Cena, we get a 619 from Rey to set up Jericho and Orton, and then we've got Cena hitting the Attitude Adjustment, Batista hitting the Batista Bomb. We get a double pin. Big Show had walked out during the match, so this was actually, they really kept this one going. It was a fun match, but the entrances take up most of it and the post-match celebration. So, if you're thinking like, oh, we're going to get like a nice 10-minute match here. No, they give you the entrances and everything. That's kind of what it was about. It was the spectacle so the troops could pop for the big stars. They treated them to an all-stars match. So it's nice to see, and there's quite a bit of views on this. At number 4, we've got John Cena and AJ Lee kiss after Cena's victory over Dolph Ziggler. This is from Raw, November 26, 2012. 147 million views. And this really just shows that, like, people rather see a moment than a match. And there is a match in here. Cena beats Dolph Ziggler. AJ kisses Cena. And this right here, I've got to say, is just like, man, this is nothing good at all. It's not even a good moment. But I guess it's like, AJ wasn't a very popular diva. So probably people look at this and they're like, oh, well, who is the girl he's kissing? You can't really see AJ's face that well. And I don't know 8 years ago when this was posted, back in 2012, did many people watch this? I don't think so. But over the years, people probably questioned, like, who is Cena kissing? Like, you could kind of tell it's not Nikki Bella. And people are probably curious, so that's probably why they clicked on it, I think. I'm just kind of giving you reasons here why I think people might have tuned in to see, oh, it's a kiss, we got to see, who it is. And I guess that's it. It's the mystery, it's the thumbnail that draws them in. So WWE picked a pretty good thumbnail to put up there. Or at least whoever runs their YouTube page. At number 3, we've got stunning in-ring proposals. This is WWE Top 10. So another WWE Top 10. Just like the number 10 spot, at the number 3 spot, we've got a WWE Top 10. And these are always fun to watch. I personally watch these in my free time, even when it's not for making a video. I will watch these because they are like fun to see, like what they put, but they're terribly made. And I get it. These are completely subjective. They're top 10 lists. This is WWE's perspective. This is what they want you to think are the top 10. So right there in the thumbnail, basically, spoiler alert, this is the number 1 in-ring proposal. And I get it because it was at WrestleMania. This was the only WrestleMania in-ring proposal. And I don't think that proposals ever took place backstage or in any other setting. They always usually take place in the ring. But you know what? So Nikki Bella and John Cena. This was from 2017. That was WrestleMania 33, I believe. Yeah, I think that's right. WrestleMania 33. Cena proposed. This was when they had the mixed tag match with Maurice and The Miz. that is definitely not the best in-ring proposal. Actually, number 2 really deserves it, which is Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. And then at number 3, I think number 3 was Test and Stephanie. That was, another classic Attitude Era moment. I know they want to put Cena up there. I understand why they did it. But, I think when most people think of couples and proposals and meaningful proposals, and Piper's reaction was also great, you gotta go with Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. So, I kind of think it's a little bit inexcusable that they try to pass that off as being the best. This got 175 million views. Very, very impressive. Very big number there. At number 2, we've got probably the longest title they've ever had for a YouTube video. John Cena and Brock Lesnar get into a brawl that clears the entire locker room. Yes, that is the whole title. I am so surprised that they didn't manage to max out the... No, and actually part of the title is also Raw April 9th, 2012. Isn't that isn't that going past the character limit? It must be. I don't know. But this moment right here, we've got Laurinaitis coming out. We've got Brock actually getting on the mic and actually sounding half decent for a single sentence. This really makes me long for the days of when Brock would cut his own promos, because he really isn't that bad of a promo. He's not an amazing promo, but he definitely could get it done on the mic and doesn't need Paul Heyman, cutting his promos for him. So I don't know if one of these days, if he ever returns, will we ever get to see another promo from Paul Heyman, because he's doing Roman Reigns right now. But that remains to be seen. So this got 181 million views, and it's basically the pull-apart brawl. This was 1 week after Brock returned to the WWE, and he F5 Cena, and there's a pull-apart brawl. If you ask me, this was a little bit over the top in retrospect. The whole entire locker room empties out for these guys. You need to have the entire locker room piling on top of Cena and Brock. I mean, it does kind of look a little bit goofy. 3 guys is not enough. 4 guys is not enough. 5 guys is not enough. I would not even sneeze at Hulk Hogan being restrained by 5 guys. And you know why? Because it's 5 guys. But not 6, not 7, not 8. We've got literally 30 people out there, plus the referees, plus the agents, bunch of other goofballs who have no idea who they are. They all come clearing out. Brock managed to lay in some fists. And the thing is, this pull-apart brawl, I feel like the visual was kind of ruined here. And why do I think that? Because it kind of was. Because I'm looking at this, and the visual is very obscured because, you have all these wrestlers just piling on top of them. You didn't need this many people. We couldn't even see Cena's expression. We couldn't even see Brock's, because everyone's got all their arms in the way and everything. Move out of the way. I don't know. I didn't really think that this was that amazing. I mean, it's a decent moment. It's better than anything we've gotten recently. 181 million views. That's very surprising to me. I don't know what a lot of people... I guess they see Brock, they see Cena. And, don't get me wrong. It's not a terrible moment, but this is not a amazing thing that this many people need to see. At number 1, we've got Randy Orton makes it personal with Triple H. 250 million views. It's not even close. Number 2 is 181 million. 250 million. We've got nearly a 70 million view gap there. And I gotta tell you something, guys. This segment right here, it really wasn't amazing. First of all, okay, I get it. We can't have Randy, can we have a more believable kiss? So this is actually like cut. You don't get to see the part where he DDT'd Stephanie because that was the whole story. I actually, before watching this video, I had to get some context. So Triple H is getting beat down by Ted DiBiase Jr., Cody Rhodes, yeah, that's right, Executive Vice President of AEW, Cody Rhodes. Oh, they didn't push me. Oh, they didn't do that. He's in the ring with Randy Orton and Triple H. More than he even deserves. And I didn't get anything. He's part of Legacy, which was a group that main evented with DX, had all these big matches, tag titles. Yeah, really, they were, wow, these guys, they were buried. Oh, give me a break. Anyway, we've got Randy Orton here. He's got Stephanie down after he DDT'd her, which you don't get to see. Randy goes over her. He does some really weird kiss. It's almost like Triple H said not to kiss Stephanie, which is really strange because Kurt Angle did a massive lip lock on Stephanie back in the year 2000 leading up to the SummerSlam match, if anyone remembers that. And Triple H, I guess, was cool with that. But then I remember, I think that's what ruined that storyline, is Triple H did get uncomfortable, so you can only imagine now, times have changed, and everything. So, Orton kind of goes over her, he kind of sniffs her a little bit, and stuff like that. He gets a little Joe Biden-y with her, you know what I mean? Anyway, Orton then gets the sledgehammer that he had previously pulled out from underneath the ring, and he smashes Triple H in the face with it, and then he leaves. Not a terrible segment, not a bad segment, but just like the previous segment, not a fantastic segment where, oh my God, 250 million people need to watch it. I mean, what I think is maybe WWE needs to take a look at these videos and be like, this is what I'm saying. If this many people are watching these things, and it's very interesting to see what they picked. A lot of the stuff that I've noticed here, overall, what I gotta say, it's a lot of stuff with women. Stephanie McMahon, AJ kissing Cena, the proposal, Stephanie McMahon and Orton. I think people like this. You notice that it's no women's wrestling matches, mind you. It's all romantic, sort of with the Orton thing, some kind of weird, sexual thing with Orton, being all pervy. I think people are kind of interested in that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? I mean, look at the theme here. Look, that's just some of them. But I'm just saying, you see, they see an arrest. They see superstars scared. There's a horror element there. You see the spectacle of the big and tall wrestler. We see a big, massive brawl with a former UFC champ. We see big stars. We see Khali, a massive man holding a belt over his head with 20 other men. So we kind of see that, people none of this stuff is very relevant to right now, in their eyes anyway. This type of stuff is nowhere to be found. You don't get to see this type of spectacle. The women, oh no, you're not going to see any more of that proposal stuff or, anything with oh, God forbid if a male wrestler kisses a female wrestler on screen, because these are respected athletes. They're world-class athletes, guys. I mean, I don't know what to say. But anyway, I gotta say, it's very impressive how some of these videos did. Let me come back full screen here for a moment. It's very impressive that some of these videos did as well as they did. I mean, you've got a lot of people tuning into these videos and watching them, and it seems like a lot of, not just a few people, with AEW's videos. Oh, there's great content there. No, you've got a lot of people clicking on these videos, And yeah, they're like older videos, of course, but the thing is, people are watching them and they're enjoying what they're seeing, obviously, here. Now I don't know, like I said, what the click through rate is. This is the view counts and everything. But if you look, the like to dislike ratio is pretty high. So it actually makes sense. So people actually did watch this stuff and they did enjoy it. So I just think it would be wise if WWE probably looked into this and and kind of just based off what they see here. I don't think a lot of this stuff is great or fantastic or anything like that. There's nothing really on this list where I say it's amazing, great stuff that you need to watch. I said there's some decent stuff on there, like the Battle Royal and Ray versus Khali, that are interesting watches. But, yeah, I mean, it's just really interesting to go back and see. Oh, yeah, didn't I say, let's go back for a minute here. I said that I was going to go and look at some of the other stuff that's on here that's popular. So right up next would be every Goldberg match since his return, WWE playlist, 110 million views. Kind of wish that I got to talk about that one. So I could kind of see, they're talking about his return at Survivor Series, 2016. So, I definitely see why people wanted to watch that, one of the biggest superstars of all time. Unexpected Kisses, again, something else with the women, again, something else romantic. Maybe also females watch this one too. Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley, the arm wrestling match from June 3rd, 2019. I never watched that one. I was taking a break from the product at the time. But that's interesting there. Again, something else that's not wrestling. A 41-man battle royal for a championship match of the winner's choosing from SmackDown October 14, 2011. Another 2011. John Cena and The Undertaker versus D-Generation X and Jericho. Again, another Ruthless Aggression Attitude Era. This was from Raw, November 16, 2009. John Cena versus Mark, 104 million views. Look at this. I forgot to say the views here. 107 million for the arm wrestling, 106 million for the 41-man battle royal. John Cena and Mark Henry. This was February 4th, 2008. They were still TV 14 at this time. 103 million views. Then we dropped down a little bit. We've got Rey Mysterio versus John Cena from SmackDown, November 6, 2003. That was a very good time for SmackDown. I'm sure it was a good match. I really don't remember it. An army of John Cena's make their WrestleMania entrance, WrestleMania 25. This was pretty cool spectacle. So, and then you've got The Rock and John Cena agreed to meet at WrestleMania 28 WWE Raw. 98 million views. I'm surprised that that one is not higher up on the list. Like, I'd really expect this one to be number one because this WrestleMania had a very good buy rate. So you expect that like this, which happened like a year before that, would do very well. Surprising Superstar Smooches, 95 million views. Again, another romantic kind of video. You notice that? And then you'll look through some of this other stuff. Look again, another romantic thing. AJ jumping into Kane's arms, kissing him. Roman Reigns with another video here. Great Khali's debut from April 7th. Daniel Bryan versus Triple H for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. April 7, 2014. I don't even remember that happening. I don't even think that match even really took place. There was probably something with the Shield in that one. The Nexus interrupt the main event and reap destruction. Remember this one? This is where they tear apart the ring and everything. 78 million. So not a lot of people watch this as much as some of the other stuff. So, look, the Battle Royal comes in here again. Wow, they double posted the Battle Royal. Look, 70 million views for this. It's the same match. I know that they've done this a few other times, but let me see here. 7 years ago. And then you notice because I guess they saw that Battle Royals do very well, then they posted it again. Man, and what a weird number. 41 men. Like, not 42. You know, not 40, but 41. I don't even really remember that match that well. Well, anyway, guys, that's just a little preview there. You know, maybe we'll look at some of these other videos some other time, but I don't know. You know, I've already done the top 10. I don't think it would make a lot of sense to go back and do like a top 20. Like, we'll probably... I'll think of something else to do with some WWE content, but there you go, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, give me some ideas down in the comments. I'd love to know. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you get all notifications when I post all my new videos. Thank you all for 7,000 subscribers here on this channel. And I want to thank all my patrons for your continued support. And thanks again, guys. I'll see you next time.